kids. This week we're going to take a look at Mozart. So we're going to hear something from Lives of the Musicians, Good Times, Bad Times, and What the Neighbors Thought, written by Kathleen Kroll, illustrated by Catherine Hewitt. No Ordinary Baby, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. What's interesting about this illustrator is all of the composers in this book are caricatures. The heads are drawn large, and then as you go down the body, it gets smaller and smaller. So it's a caricature. Although Mozart, they said, had a bigger head and had a little body, I don't think it was looking just like this. Austrian composer, born in Austria in 1756 and died in 1791. Until he was 3 years old, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was an ordinary baby. Then he began to climb on the bench and imitate the clavier playing of his talented sister Anna Maria. So he would hear her play, then he would climb up there and copy that. His father was also a musician and played the violin. The next year, by the age of 6, so the end of kindergarten or first grade, Mozart was touring all over Europe by stagecoach. And he eventually learned to speak 15 languages. At the age of 8, he was composing and writing symphonies. That means he had to write music for violins, violas, cellos, string bass, flutes, all of these instruments without a photocopier. He would have to handwrite it and then, write a copy for each violin player that was going to play and so on. When writing music, Mozart would wear an apron so he didn't get ink all over his clothing. He had a strange and exhausting childhood, and he often got sick, and he was sweet and affectionate. And because of his special talent and traveling all over Europe, he did not have to go to school. His father taught him his lessons. Reading, writing, math, music, all of that. Mozart loved animals, and he sent the family dog, a terrier named Bimperl, greetings from cities from all over Europe. So he would send his dog messages. Sounds like something I would do to my cats, for my cats. He was short, and it did say his head was too big for his body, and he was very concerned about his appearance, and he liked to wear elegant clothes. And he had a barber work on his hair, cutting his hair, fixing his hair quite often. He married Constance Weber, and they had children. And music was the one thing that made Mozart's face light up. He loved it. He usually woke up at 6 in the morning. He wrote music till 9 in the morning. He gave lessons till 1 in the afternoon. And then if he was at someone's house giving lessons, then of course he got a free meal because they fed him dinner. And then he would stay up all hours of the night writing more music. And he loved to be alone. He thought that was the best thing. What a delight this is. I cannot tell, is what Mozart said when he was left alone to write music. He wrote down his music ideas while eating. He liked liver dumplings and sauerkraut, which is, I don't know, do you eat that with cabbage? I don't know. Let me go get y'all some liver. I'll be right back. One day, Mozart was met by a mysterious stranger, and Mozart was scared of ghosts and all kinds of things, who said, I need you to write this final piece of music called a requiem. And he was so scared he thought it was a ghost. It really was a messenger from a count or someone who was kind of like royalty, who liked to have other composers write the music and then take credit. Like the guy that wanted Mozart to write this piece of music, or excuse me, let me make sure it's, no. He wanted to take credit for writing that music. At the peak of Mozart's career, he earned as much money in one concert than his dad did for the entire year. And Mozart's problem when he wrote music and entertained aristocrats or wealthy people was that they wanted to pay him with snuff boxes or jewelry or items instead of cash where he could buy and pay his bills. Um, Mozart's favorite color was red, and that's what his shirt jackets were like. And his most expensive possessions were his walnut piano and his pool table. So that is a little bit about Mozart. And so I want you to click on the video and hear a little bit about Mozart and follow the directions for this week. Have a good week.